But like, do you think that like there's a chance the Earth might be flat?
You know,
Just personally, right? You do not.
I do not. No, I personally do not.
And I think that's to some degree like the critique of you guys, which you've seen, is
Yeah.
like, and that's like the most extreme version. Like, are you kidding me? You're putting a flat earther out there, like as though this is a reasonable point of view.
And I think that the flat earther one is the one that we had to discuss quite a bit about, like, hey, where are the bounds by which we wouldn't go? And what are the topics that we would say, hey, this isn't really worth even a conversation or a discussion? But one of the principles we talk about a lot at Jubilee is what is this idea of what we call radical empathy. Somehow in 2025, it's empathetic, but it's very radically empathetic to even listen to someone with a different point of view. But could we actually exercise the muscle? And again, I don't think anyone really is watching that flat earther video and coming out and saying, I'm a flat earther now. In fact, we've seen the opposite happen. But it is like a really interesting thought exercise for us of like, can you empathize with an individual who actually does believe that the world is flat? And when you actually hear some of these stories, like some of these stories are really interesting, really compelling, really heartbreaking. None of them made me believe that the earth is flat, but I started to understand why some of these folks had this kind of position at this
Okay,
point.
wait, why? Help. I need help
I mean,
empathizing.
you have to watch some of these videos, but for example, there was a woman who was really incredible. She actually was a widow. She had lost her husband. And when her husband was on his deathbed, he was actually going through this kind of like a lot of soul searching. He was going into a lot of like looking into videos and became like a full on flat earther. And I think one of the ways for her to best connect with him in that time was actually to like watch these videos with him and share this kind of time. And once he had passed, I think that she feels like this is like part of her way to connect with him. Right. Again, does that make me believe that the earth is flat? Absolutely not. But do I understand or have some sort of empathy towards like that experience? I'm like, yeah, I do.